Yo, what is happening, my fellow peeps and peepettes? Welcome back to another exciting Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War action figure review. Here at the spotlight of the reviewing station, we've come full circle now. We started out with what was the most depressing figure of this line being Iron Spider. And now we are taking a look at what could be, perhaps, in my opinion, the best figure to come out of this line, not counting the Build-A-Figure itself, Thanos. This is Proxima Midnight, and I've been so looking forward to reviewing this one for your viewing pleasure. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at the packaging in 60 frames per second. Notice the difference. Look at that motion, how fluid it is. Well, that's nice. Right, let's start from the top with the Build-A-Figure logo with Thanos there, the Avengers logo, the Legends series logo, the open window packaging, which would encase the figure inside and all the accessories if it was still in there. Marvel Avengers Infinity War logo, Proxima Midnight's name, Hasbro's logo right here. On the side, we got a nice picture of Proxima Midnight, and she looks stunning. That is awesome. She looks cool. So cool. On this side, the same picture, still so cool. On to the back here, and here's the Marvel Legends series in full. And here's a brief summary of Proxima Midnight. A lieutenant of the Black Order, Proxima Midnight serves Thanos in his quest for ultimate power, because that's what it's all about. Of course! Right. So, here's a nice picture of the prototype of Proxima Midnight, which looks a little different from the actual final release figure here, basically at the head. Which, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, down here, we've got the figures and the numbers indicating what part that he come with when it comes with the Build-A-Figure. And that's basically it for the packaging. Let's bring in Proxima Midnight and lower the camera so we can see her all the way. And she's pretty tall. It's no matter how far back I push this camera, I can even adjust it just a little bit, and I still can't get her all on camera because she is really tall. But there we go. That kind of resolved itself. Right. So, yeah, as you can see, she's already got her, like, trident staff weapon thing here of murder death. Pretty much what she's tossing at Captain America. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the trailer. Yes. Here it is. It looks really good. It might be missing some key details from the actual model of it from the movie, but hey, for what it is, it's not bad. It's in a kind of, I can't really say gold. I don't know what type of color I was actually going to say, but I've kind of forgotten now. But still, regardless, it's a nice touch. Even if it doesn't have any paintwork whatsoever, I still like the design of this thing. The engineering of it is pretty neat. I think it's a winner. Only problem is, it's made of that soft plastic material, not rubber, just kind of a very soft plastic that it can bend on itself, especially when you're just taking it out of the packaging and you haven't taken actually a blow dryer or anything to it to soften it back up and get it shaping back in place. Still though, very nice. And I've got two of these actually, because to show you, as I did mention in one of the video reviews on this channel, I have two Proxima Midnights because this one had quite the facelift. And I'm not saying that in a good way either. I'm saying that in a bad way. And as you can see, as I went about trying to fix this figure, we now got super glue right here. As you can see, it's all white. You can definitely tell by the ear that this has been modified. And it just was to no success because now even the eyes are pretty banged up. Yeah, you can see that there's a hole right there. And this one's kind of warped as well. I tried my best to fix it, but then I gave up and just bought another one off of eBay. Because at the time, I could not find this figure again in store. She was pretty hard to come by. And I still can't find her today. Still though, regardless, I made a pretty good deal from someone off of eBay and got a really nice Proxima Midnight figure that looks actually a lot better than the original one that I just showed off. Right. So anyway, let's take a good look at her design, because it's pretty neat. It's definitely not comic accurate. If anything, this is beyond the comics and looks so much better than the actual comic design. I'm just telling you guys the obvious here. This is some really nice details. I like the armor. I like the shoulder plate. That's actually, it's a separate piece, and that's what I was trying to say. The paint that they're using here, and this gold does actually match up pretty good with this gold plastic, so that's some nice work. See, when it comes to paint jobs, Hasbro knows how to get the colors to match up. It's too bad they can't do the same for their Bumblebee action figures. I don't know what it is about yellow, but any other color besides yellow, they can match it up pretty good. So here's your evidence right there. So she does have a lot of detail on her, and there is so much to talk about, but I don't have the time to do it, so I'm just going to go ahead and get through the basics of it. It's all around a really nice sculpt. This is truly a defining action figure of this line. Right, so let's go through the articulation on her. She has a ball-jointed head. I think she has a hinge joint. I can't recall exactly because it might be a little tight. There we go, yeah. It's pretty tight on this one. I haven't really used the hinge joint yet at the neck. So, okay, ball jointed head, hinge joint at the neck. We do have universal shoulder joints. You know, you do get your inward and outward there. You do get a full rotation if the shoulder plate wasn't here. But for this arm, you can get all you want. You do have a bicep swivel joint. You got double jointed elbows, which is amazing on a female action figure. See, it can be done, right? Okay, so we do have a swivel joint at the wrist section, which we also have a hinge joint to allow some folding in and out like that. We have ball jointed upper torso, which you can get a lot of flex out of this gal. Look at that. That's nice. Very nice. That's how I like my figures. Very good. Okay, so nothing at the waist because of the design. However, we do have your ball jointed legs with this much kicking forward and that much going back just a little bit. Not basically straight, but just a little. And there we go. We do have quite the split, actually. It's no JCVD, but it's so much better than any other figure out of this line. This is a really good figure. Thigh swivel joint. We got double jointed knees. So we got double jointed elbows and double jointed knees on a female action figure. Yes. And then, of course, we got the hinge joint for up and down movement at the feet, which are tight on this figure, which is why she never really falls over at all like the original one. But we also do have the included ankle rocker pivot, which is great on this figure. My God, is there anything wrong with this figure at all? I think the answer is no, not really. But if we have to do a little bit of nitpicking, because there is one certain area, which I still don't get to this very day, it's just the whole fact that her face is a separate piece from the actual head, and it does kind of, you know, it kind of sinks the eyes a little bit. You know, they're not as defined as they could be if this was actually a fully sculpted head. I don't understand why Hasbro did that. I just don't get it. They did it with Iron Man as well, and we got that problem where some of the seam lines, while they were glued down, are starting to come undone on themselves. I don't get the conclusion to that. Why would they do such a thing? Is it a cost-cutting measure? Does this save them a shiny penny? I don't think so. Regardless, though, this is the best figure that I've gotten so far. I mean, this one right here totally blows the original out of the water because this one just fixes problems that just shouldn't been on my first figure. And I am very grateful that I got a really good deal on this one. So, you know, as it is, she is really amazing. She is pretty cool. And I think everyone should have this one in their collection of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Marvel Legend figures. Because I don't think, when it really comes down to it, any other figure can touch this figure out of this line. It's just not doable. Anyway, let's do some side-by-side comparisons so we can wrap up this video. So, let's bring in Iron Man again. So, here he is, Mark question mark. And here's Iron Spider. Let's bring in Captain America. Let's stand up Captain America again. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's bring in the out of the norms. Here's Broodwing, which you're going to see from this point forward in my scale comparisons of every video. You might as well get ready for that. And just because, let's bring in the last ninja that I have from Storm Collectibles, Noob Sabat. Right. So, there's your size comparisons with a bunch of 6-inch and a couple of 5-inch action figures. So, there you have that. And that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Can I recommend her? Are you really asking me that question right now? Because out of everything that I've said in this whole video, what point did you not understand that this is the figure to go for out of this line. Unlike completing Thanos, this is the one that I truly recommend to everybody who's a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because this figure is really an indication of where Hasbro can really pack it good. Maybe not the accessories count, okay? Maybe that's a little bit of a nitpick, but then again, I don't think Proxima Midnight's going to have any reasons to have interchangeable hands or maybe a head. But I really think when it comes down to it, the only thing she'll be carrying around in the movie is just this staff here, which is pretty cool for its own self. So, regardless, this is definitely one that you don't want to overlook, because I'm telling you guys, still to this very day, I cannot find her again in stores. I just can't. She is a really hard one to come by. Maybe you could be lucky. Maybe you can actually find 2 or 3 of her, but for me, wherever I go, she's nowhere to be found, unlike Iron Spider, who should have been the target of this whole series. But regardless, that's going to be it for this video review. Questions, comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you liked today's video review, hit the thumbs up button, give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down, and don't forget to throw in the towel. Until then, this is the Unprofessional Toy Reviewer, Red is Power, signing off, saying thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you whenever you see me.